How's everybody doing today? Okay, we'll give people a little time to get in. Yeah, I kind of ran late. I was up till, all hours of the morning and, well, just slept in and kind of behind. I need a little more time, so I just changed it to 3:30 for today. I hope that's okay with everybody. Okay, we got nobody watching, so maybe not. We'll find out soon enough. No matter, they can always watch it in the reruns. For those of you watching after the live show, we've got a chat going on over here, and you should be able to see it as it develops in your stream. But it's always a lot more fun, to get involved in the chat. Jeez, they get carried away with it sometimes. There was one time I streamed, but I wasn't actually live. I was just sitting here talking to myself, and 15 people were just chatting away. Well, that's okay. God will love them. We've got Ant is in here. We got Corey W. I'm sure other folks will start in soon enough. Give it time. Yeah, we got 3 people watching. We got it. Okay, let's make sure everything works. Okay, we got the cover. We got the home scope. Scope works. We got a Woody, real strong Woody. Great tigers on that one. Okay, I see the screen. Okay, there we go. I think I can find everything at this point. I don't need that much. If I kill that one off. Okay, there's Nature Hunter. Good to see you. Okay, this is a coin class. We pick a subject and we just tear it apart, explore it in depth once a week. Well, we try to do it once a week. Sometimes I'm out of town, but no matter. Today, what we're talking about is if you could go back in time, right? What would you do differently with the hobby? And I put this up as a post in one of the social networks, and man, they tore it up. They're kicking butt on that. Let me get this. You can see the top of my head. A lot of good responses. We'll get into that in a bit. We'll just give people a little chance to get in here. Listen up. For those of you who are interested, I'm going to be ordering another bag of wheats Monday. It's actually on order. I just have to pay for it and take care of that business. And I'll be taking care of that Monday. But there are still 2,000 of them available. And I get a sack of 5,000 wheats. We're going to open it right here, right? We're going to count them out. We weigh it up is what we do. It works out great. And we're going to inspect them for dye varieties. Now, these wheat bags, yeah, I can guarantee you they've been picked through 100 times for dates, mint marks. It's going to be mostly 40s and 50s P and D. Anything else, well, that's just gravy. But that's what the wheat bags are at this point in time. They used to be great back in the day. Gee, 30 years ago, you could find all kinds of stuff in those wheat bags. Uh, but they still have not been inspected for dye varieties. Geez, you can always find good stuff, and we do that. And we stick them in a flip and send them off. If you'd like to get involved, 1,000 of these wheats are $50 and $7.50 shipping. That's not too bad. It's give you something to do for sure. But we'll inspect some of them, not all of them. We'll go through about a roll and see what we can find. It's fun. We've done it a couple of times, and people are still saying, dude, I want to get in on that. If you want to get in on that, my email address is right up here. Just send me a message, and I'll get you an invoice. Ant says, I found a few more RPMs from the junk bin. No doubt. A lot of these dealers, you're going to find they spend their time, flipping product. Buy it, price it, move it out the door. They don't spend a lot of time inspecting each one for dye varieties. The smaller dealers, smaller collectors, these armchair dealers like me, we go through and we check them pretty thorough. And dude, there's stuff out there, crazy stuff you wouldn't believe. I got a nice one here. Where's this one? Let's see if we can see this. Oh, let's see. We can see the color on this. You see what I'm talking about. You got a beautiful Woody here on a 2-cent 1864. There you go. It's got a little bit of a glitch in it, but fantastic color. And sometimes you can pick these up for a real good price. Makes it worthwhile. The reverse is not so colorful, but it's good. It's in great shape. I mean, you got full details on this thing. YOLO says about 6 ounces of sterling for $1. That's a good price. Plus some silver at a garage sale. Oh, there's plenty of deals out there. Just have to look. It's all about activity. There we go. We're getting some people in here. There's Coin Junkie. We got Chelsea Clark. Good to see you all. S. Ross, Adam Thomas. That's a new name. I'm glad to have you aboard. Make sure you just hit the subscribe button, and there's a little bell right beside the subscribe button, and you put little wings on it. And I try to get these things listed for time beforehand, so you get a notification, an hour or 2 or 3 hours beforehand. And you can say, oh, geez, I got to be at coin class at 3 o'clock. Let me kill this light here. There you go. That changes everything. And it says, they also found an 1870 50-cent Newfoundland and very fine. Gosh, that's one of my things. If you could go back in time, what would you do differently? And in my list is get some of them Canadians in high grades because they're giving them away. YOLO, did you hear about the new Morgan dollar hoard that was found? I did not. I don't get out much. I'm working on it though. Yeah. Ideally, I'll be taking off in the next couple of weeks and heading north for the summer. I'm going to be a snowbird. Just, I don't need to stay here. I'll go north and it'd be nice and cool. My sister says, you can stay at my place, but I need you to fix my windows. Okay, so I'll fix a window a weekend and, you know, just hang out and cook. Because she can't cook. I mean, come on. She burns hot water. You can't do that. She fed those kids on her cooking. They turned out pretty good, believe it or not. Okay, YOLO says they found a 16K. They found like $16,000 in uncirculated Morgan dollars in a New York bank. How does this happen? Oh, so we had a box in the safe for the past 90 years and nobody opened it? Come on. I lose 16 cents. I'm digging a couch apart. Gosh, I get 16,000 coins. Yeah, okay, these things happen. Okay, so here it is. You can carry this on in discussion over here if you like. If you could go back in time, right? You know, go back to, you know, when you were 10 or, you know, 20 or whatever, however many years. I know some of you folks in here are like 14 years old, so there is no such thing as back in time. But if you could, what would you do differently with your collection? Now I'm going to take you to the screen. We went to, I put this in the Coin Up group on Facebook. Let's see if I can make this work. And I got a whole lot of wonderful responses. Every now and then there's one, you know, somebody talking about profiteering, and that's great. But I'd like to read some of these because not everybody here is part of this. Here it is. Can we see it? Let me see if we can see it. Okay, there you go. If you could go back in time, what would you do differently with the hobby? And some of these are just marvelous. Avery starts off, never clean a coin. Gosh, when we were 12 years old, a bunch of us got together, me and a couple of friends. We had a little coin collection, you know, wheat pennies and stuff. And we took a pencil eraser to them. And geez, you know, if you scrub them with a pencil eraser, they kind of come out nice and clean. They don't really shine, but they're clean. Of course, we ruined every darn one of them is what it was. Yeah, but you're going to find there you go. Cleaning coins, all you're doing there is washing off numismatic value. Seriously, before you start cleaning your coins, wait a while and learn the hobby more. And you're going to find that cleaning is probably the biggest mistake you can make. I get a lot of older people that have been collecting for many years. I mean, decades in some instances. Look at this. They just keep on going. There's more after this. And, well, geez, let the other people make the mistakes and then tell you what they've done for mistakes so you don't have to repeat them. Justin says, stash brand new to the year coins for 20 or 30 years later. There you go. I got one over here. Where is it? Let me see if I can find this. Home. There. Okay, where is it? You see this. People go to the bank. Of course, they're doing some coin roll hunting. They pick up a bunch of rolls. And if that could focus, that'd be just a miracle. There we go. And every now and then they get a whole brand new box of pennies from the bank. Brand new for the year. This is a 2016. I got some 2009s behind me. A little bit of everything around here. And geez, you know, you can save these. And in a couple of years, you can sell these off for $2 or $3 a roll. And that's no fooling. People do it all the time. Is it worth it to save your brand new pennies for, you know, 3 to 5 years and make 4 times the money off of it? That's how you pay for the hobby, right? You put your knowledge to work and you let the hobby pay its own way. Well, that's a great trick. You know, pennies are cheap, 50 cents. If you do 100 rolls, how much out? $50. All right. And you could put together a nice little income there, a little kick in the arm. But I don't see a lot of people doing it with nickels, dimes, quarters, and halves. Well, halves are kind of tricky right now anyway. But nickels, dimes, and quarters, yeah. These BU rolls, 10 years out, they go for a small premium. You can make $1 or $2 per roll. That's all well and good. But after 30 years, yeah, you're looking at, you know, $3 to $5 a roll. Uh, Gosh, the stuff that's in these things. I have a hard time just keeping around whole. Well, that's one thing you can do. Let's go back to the screen. Okay, Jennifer Knowlton says start earlier with better choices. Gosh, a lot of these people started out with the response. I would start much younger. Start much earlier. Geez, a lot of people in this group are recent new collectors. They've been collecting for a few months to a couple of years, and they're just in the learning stage. They're just getting started. And gosh, if you could go back 20 years earlier, where would your collection be today? Really, it comes down to start right now. There's no time like the present. Starting earlier, well, we don't have that choice, but we can start right now uh, and just pick up the information people are giving out for free here. Larry says, not spend so much collecting certified modern proof and mint sets. Stick to the older classic coins. Okay, well, Larry's got a fairly good point. The modern proofs and mint sets, the prices are fairly stable. A lot of times the mint put out the product, they sell a mint set for $12.99 or something, and after 4 or 5 years, the price in the market settles down to half that. Uh, Geez, that really sucks. You get it from the government and you lose half your money instantly. Well, that's kind of the way the government works. But these proofs, I'm going to disagree with them here. I've got a coin collector checklist, and you'll find the link to this thing is in the description. And one part of it is a population rank. And let's see if we can see this okay. Let me pull that over just a bit. There we go. And Ant is in here. Ant 2422 or 2442. Which one is it? He helped a lot with this. Man, he put a lot of work into this. But we got a lot of these series are in rank, in order according to their populations. And let's say you take Jefferson Nichols. Where are you here on the Jeffersons? Let me move it over. There you go. A lot of these are going to be the proofs. The rarest of the series are proofs. Now you get the 50s, the 60s, but come on, you get down in rank 16 to 20 or so, and you got what do you got? 1956 proof, 1955, 54, 58. It doesn't take long to get into 2012, 2011, 2010, 98, 2008. These are recent proofs. Okay, and you're looking at population figures of 2 to 4 million, and these are the recent proofs. These are scarce for the series. I mean, you got more 1938 S's than you've got 1993 S's. Gosh, the proofs are kind of nice. Proofs, satins, the silver proofs. A lot of these you're going to find them are quite rare, especially compared to the rest of the series. And this is everything. Roosevelt's. Let's see, where are you on the Roosevelt's? Here you go, 1994 S proof, 99 S proof, and that's ranked at 25 out of. Okay, where is it? Where's the bottom? Number 25 out of 244. The business strikes are pretty common. You got tens or hundreds of millions of them, but the proofs, a couple 3 million, and really they're declining in population because people aren't buying so many of them. Yeah, you might skip the mint sets except for the satins, but the proofs, yeah, geez, they're not particularly expensive. It wouldn't hurt to snap up a full set of the proof sets. Okay, I lost it. Here we go. Thomas says sell at $50 an ounce. And what Thomas is talking about here is silver. And for this, I'm going to show you this. If you go back in time, would you buy silver? Because you can still buy silver. Nothing out of all this that we're talking about can't be done starting right now. People, we've made our mistakes, learn from it, emulate them. Let's look at the silver here. And I want to see if you can see that because I just shifted the screen a little. I'm going to move that over. I've got a chart of silver. This goes back to what, 95? I don't know how many years that is. It's like forever. It goes back 24 years. Now you can see a trend here. You had a long plateau coming out of the late 70s, early 80s. There was a spike in the silver price, but it pretty much settled down through the rest of the 80s and 90s. You know, $5, $6 an ounce. $5 to $6 an ounce. That's a third of what it is today. But what you see here is a trend. You got a massive spike here where it went to, in April of 2011, it went to darn near $50. What's that one? 42, 40. There's a 48 in there. I mean, darn near $50. There you go. April 25, $48. Well, if you'd bought it back here at $4 in 2001, or at $7.50 in 2005, and you sold it, 6 years later at 48, that'd be pretty good money. No question about it. These spikes, you're always going to see these spikes in these commodities, gold, silver, precious metals. You'll always see these spikes. It has to do with the way the world works. We were in a terrific recession there in 2008, 2009, 2010. And when the economy tanks, you always see precious metals rise because it's a more secure investment. It's a hard investment. But have a look at this. You got, let's see, 1997 in July, silver's $4.50 an ounce. You go forward a few months and it's $7 an ounce. Well, it's a gain of $2.50 an ounce, which is, geez, that's almost a 40% gain in just a little bit. It doesn't have to be this massive spike to 50. And that's a decent little gain in a short time. 30% in a couple of years, I'd take those odds. That's not too bad. Now, I'm not saying to go out and spend every penny you have and mortgage the house and sell the kids and buy silver. That's not sound investment advice. But what you might consider doing, a lot of these people have not done, is pick up a little silver over a long time. A little here, a little there, just effectively dabbling in it. Right? Pick up an ounce or a half an ounce or a few dimes or a few quarters. Even if they're screwed up, pick them up for their silver content. Because, let's see, what do you got here? $7 in 2004. And if you held it to 2008, $17. I mean, you double your money in 4 years. A lot of people wouldn't mind that. But there's a way to do it. You price averaging by buying it over a long time, a little here, a little there. Now, right now we're at $16. What are we at right now? 1680 or something? 1664 is what that says. All right. And you can see we had a spike early this year. It went to darn near $20. Well, that's a 30% gain in just a few months. Well, in this particular case, it's 30% drop. Gosh, if you had a bunch of silver and you saw the way the market was going and you just followed it, you'd know when the price was spiked. And that's the time to move it out the door. Now I'm going to catch up on chat real quick. Yeah, but that was Thomas Clyott to sell at $50 an ounce. Too many people see the price rise and say, oh my gosh, silver's going active, and then they buy a bunch. Well, yeah, it spiked, and they waited and it crashed, and then they sell at $30 an ounce, and they wonder what the hell went wrong. You can get into commodities, but you got to watch the market. You got to keep an eye on the darn thing, and buy over the long term. Okay, I'm going to catch up on chat real quick, make sure people are seeing what I'm saying. Because I've been screwing up on these videos lately and haven't been, geez, I went on for like an hour yesterday pointing stuff out, and you're looking at this. What's he talking about? Okay, we got Mud Swats here, Tim Holmes. There's Beth. Greetings to you, Beth, David Smock, Gare, Natalie Ryball. That's a new name. Good to see you. DMV's here, Lincoln Central. Yeah, we make a good team in Lincoln. We get to these channels and we just get to talking. That's a lot of fun. Oh, Mantic is here. Now we got Mantic and Beth Coddington. Wait a minute, you're on my notes here. Yeah, we're getting close. Now, Mantic's got great content. Beth, dude, just watch Beth. She's full of love. That's all it is. I am a fan of Mantic's show. He's going to have a show here in about an hour coming up. And I think what he does is raising the bar on the coin video community here. He's doing more with his show than a lot of other people that have been around for a long time. So with Mantic and Beth, what I'd like to see is we all get together and let's push them over the top of the 1,000 mark on subscribers so they can monetize their channels. Gosh, if there's any two people that need it or deserve it, I think it's those two. Now you come, I'm going to go to the screen here. Here's the screen. Okay, here's Beth Coddington, and you can go over to the right side of that, and you get these three little dots. If you click that, it should pop up. You can go to her channel, right, and you can subscribe from there. Alternately, you can go below the description I have, below the description of the video, and somewhere in there, you're going to find a link to Beth Coddington right here, and Manta Coins right there. Would you do me a favor and go over there and subscribe to them? You won't be disappointed. You know, hit the little notification bell so you can see when they go live. They're good shows. Gosh, push them over the top. More people need to see that. Adam says he subbed. God love you, Adam. Adam Thomas, a new name. We'd love to see new names in here. It's delicious. Lincoln says, you deserve it, Beth. You're darn right. Beth exudes the joy and excitement of a new collector with a new coin. And Mantic takes the hobby deeper. A lot of people do coin roll hunting live, and they pick out, you know, the silver. Okay, they pick out some NIFCs. Once in a while, a proof. Mantic pulls out the die varieties, and that's going to follow up in the discussion here a little later. Wow, CoinFinder. CoinFinder's got a new video out, by the way. He just did a shout out for some things he got in. CoinFinder, that's Ray. He's got this little nephew or grandson. Just watch it. This little kid, little guy here. Thank you so much, Beth. You keep doing what you're doing. Yep. Look at David Smock has broken the 100 mark. Now, when David gets around 500-600, we'll give him the push too. But right now, we're going to focus on Mantic and Beth. All right, let's go back to this discussion I was having here. We're talking about, where is it? Let's see, screen. There, now we can scratch my nose. Okay, we're talking about if you could go back in time, it's gone. What would you do differently with a hobby? And what I'm seeing is a pattern in these answers, right? This guy would buy silver and sell it at 50 bucks an ounce. This guy, William Griggs, would have started earlier. Gosh, he says he would have started earlier because he could have bought 5 1-gallon bags of Walking Liberty halves and some barber coins and some mercury dimes, all at face value. At face value? Good Lord. What are you talking there? 12 times face at silver nowadays? That's a pretty good return on investment. But what I'm seeing here is a common trend. I'd have gotten started earlier so I'd know more now. All right? I would have gotten started earlier so I could take advantage of opportunities. All right? Missed opportunities are a darn shame. Don't I hate a missed opportunity? That's what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing small changes, right, that people could have made early on that would have dramatic impact, you know, 30, 40 years down the road. Patrick says, invested in key dates and VU back in the 70s, but they just seemed so expensive back then. Yeah, we're employing hindsight. Now, Brian Patrick brings up an excellent point about key dates and high grades. They are always on sale, okay? Geez, I remember with 1909 SVDBs, you could have them for $95. Yeah, it was pricey back then because your minimum wage was $2 an hour. But you're going to find the key dates, all those rare, valuable coins. They are always on sale because nothing goes up higher and faster in value than those rare, high-grade coins. Gosh, Myra comes in and says, "Save all those valuable coins I never kept." Yeah, it's a missed opportunity. And if you just had the knowledge, right? If you knew what you were doing, you'd be saving all those. Robert Lawson says, "I start all my sets with buying the keys. Buy the key to the series first." Oh gosh, all too often I see people get, they're putting together these wonderful sets. You know, they're putting together a set of Lincolns, and they've got all but 4. Gosh, they peter out at 4 because the prices start getting high. There's going to be the 1909 SVDP, 14D, your 31S, maybe another one, the 1909S, for example, or the 11S, perhaps a 24D in there. Well, what if you did it the other way around? You start your set with the key dates. He's got a great point here because that really embodies the set. That really that's the value in the set, is those top 4 grades. You can put together a set of very fine Lincoln sets, complete, for about $2,000, and the top 4 coins are over 3/4 of that price. Those keys, yeah, they're keys for a reason. There aren't that many. They're pricey, but that's where the money's going to be 20 years, 30 years down the road. Now, James says, that's what I wrote down, key and semi-key dates. They are always a bargain. They go up more than anything else, more than any other dates in the series. Get those first. It's a good way to start. Then when you complete the set, it's really easy because all you need is a 1996 D, and that's in your pocket. Okay, Marco says, I would use my high school graduation money to buy gold coins. There you go. You see how they're talking about silver, gold, rare dates, key dates, those valuable coins. Really, get the most expensive coin you can afford is a great way to go. Paula says, I would have started at 5 instead of 50. Well, God love you. Of course I'd start at 5. I think 10 is a more reasonable age to start because you got to learn, value. You have to learn what money is and what it means and how it works. But yeah, starting early, we get this so many times in here. When did you start collecting coins? Let's get in the chat for a bit. Let's see if I can pull this back up. There's home. How old were you guys when you started collecting coins? Let's see. I was 10. Yeah, type in your number. Everybody's got a number. Hoogie's here. Good to see you, Hoogie. Cindelicious, David Smock. Yeah, there's a whole bunch. We got 34 people watching. I would have started young and studied everything. Really, the information is key. One thing I would do is select a 55 years old, 60 years old. Beth is just getting started. David Smock started at 5. Paula, 6 months ago. That's a brand new collector. Yeah, the information is key. You see how we got a lot of people started young. We got a lot of people started, later on. 39, 55, 52, 48, 58, 13. 6 says 6. Yep, that's a whippersnapper right there. Bill J says 12 or 13. Quit. Ooh, this is key. Quit when I got my license. Of course, he's out chasing chicks. And they lowered the drinking age to 18. Gosh. Mantic. Okay, this is another one. Watch this. 12 and 46. Yeah. If you could go back in time, what would you do differently? I see a lot of people will take the hobby and they get into it for a while, but it gets put on the back burner. Right? I'll get back to it. Life gets in the way. You get a car, you get a job, you move out of the house, you go to college, you get married, you have kids. They move out of the house, and then you say, oh, look, here's that coin collection I started 30 years ago, and you get back into it. Now, I've done this. I got into a candy company, and I sold lollipops all over New England, and the coins kind of got shifted to the back burner. But I kind of stuck with it a little bit here and there. You always go to a show on occasion or, an auction or something on occasion. Jeff Watson bought a case of beer with only nickels when I was 17. You bought a case of beer when you were 17? Man, we used to go to Cameron's Market because they didn't card us. And if you had the one guy that did, well, you just, walk back out. To heck with it. No beer this weekend. Beth says, I always bought albums with my allowance. Wow, I spent it on candy and video games. Once I got a job, well, I wouldn't call it a job. I shoveled snow for an old lady. I took out her trash, that sort of thing. I raked leaves. I mowed lawns. I took it and went back down to the bank, and I get pennies from one bank. I'd look at them right there on the curb, pick out the ones I want, go to the bank across the street, turn them in, get a couple of rolls of nickels, and just keep that up until I couldn't do it again. I was, 12, 13, 14 years old. It was wonderful. That's all I had to do. Do my homework, watch cartoons, coin roll hunt. Really, is there a better way to live than that? I want to get back into that chat over here. Where is it? Scope? Screen. There. Okay. Would have started at 5. Right? Would have learned everything possible. Oh, that's me. That's my answer. Never mind. High school graduation money. You get a lot of people would start earlier. Right? Just start. You've been missing the boat for 30 years. Gosh. Or you set it on the back burner and pick it up again later. Well, that's a great feature about the hobby. You can do exactly that. You collect for a while. Life gets in the way. You set it aside, put it in storage, leave it, forget about it. And, geez, 20 years later, they're a lot more valuable than they were when you put them in. I love that part. I used to get VU rolls for $4, right? 1954S, and they were just screaming hot. And if you can get them for $40 nowadays, you're doing pretty good. Marco says, as someone born in the 80s, it's crazy to think about every 10-cent piece in circulation being made of silver. That blows me away. Yeah, they were all made of silver. Check this out. In 50 years, the people would be saying, it would be crazy to think that every piece of circulating coin was made out of metal. Because that might just be the case instead of ceramic or glass or synthetics or some darn thing, composites, or just a credit card, just a plastic card you swipe, or a chip in your arm. What is the future of coins? Hard to say, but we know we can go. If we could go back in time, a lot of people would make changes that are gonna, improve their situation many years down the road. Mark hits it right on the head. This would be my situation. Be more organized. I don't know if you see in the back table here, but God, it's a mess back there. Be more organized. I'll also get rid of those cardboard flips. Okay, we got some stuff we can look at. Let's find our way home. There's home. Oh, I gotta find the chat. One moment, so we can keep up with the chat. There, we're set. Okay, we got coins, and I would do flips, right? I would do plastic flips and add my own little label to them because I can get all the information I want on that. Yeah, they work right. This is from Mantic, this one, right? But individual coins and individual holders, it beats the heck out of this sort of thing. You ever had this? You got a box, a cigar box with all your pennies in it. You rattle them around, all you're doing is screwing them up. This will get you by when you're 12, but by the time you're 13, Jesus, we can move up to individual holders for individual coins. Then it gets into how do you store these. Okay. You got something like this. Now, one way to do it, of course, is the boxes. They're great. They have some problems. They tend to flop around one against each other. That's why I don't like the staples, because the staples on the back of one coin are going to be rubbing the coin behind it. And these, the little mylar flips don't offer much protection from the staples used to secure the mylar flips. Huh? Okay, they got the boxes. They're cardboard. They're kind of flimsy. Now you have something like that to put the cardboard in, and you can stack them right up. Works great. Another way is the pocket pages. You've seen those. I've talked about those. Folders. Here we go. We got one right here. I'm going to tumble this whole stack. Right? Get them out of that. Get them in to something more organized. And now I have a presentation piece. Handling the coins. I've got another example for you. Was it 2 weeks ago? We haven't checked it yet, but now's the time to check it. There we go. I took some brand new coins out of a brand new roll, one of these rolls, right? Took them out. I took one and fingered it up. Took the other one, didn't finger it up, put them both in these. And Lemonhead is the witness. Lemonhead in here? Get in here. He's probably working or something. Okay, we got this one, it was fingered up. And we got this one, was grabbed by the edges. We did this 525, what is that, about 2 weeks ago. And over time, you're going to see the difference appear. And if you made the changes now, right, that are going to change the way your coins look 20, 30 years down the road, wouldn't that make sense? A lot of people would love to go back in time. And geez, I wish I handled my coins differently. This is the one that was grasped by the edges. Okay, it's kind of spotty because, it's made by the mint and they're all frigged up. And we have this one. After 2 weeks, I grasped it once and only half of it. And what do we have showing up after 2 weeks? I've got fingerprint marks. Now, what's that going to look like in a year? What's it going to look like in 5 years? There's a fingerprint mark up by the United. What's that going to look like in 20 years? Gosh, you mean if I just learn how to handle my coins properly, or perhaps wear a glove when I'm handling BU, right, brilliant uncirculated or valuable coins, or somebody else's coins, we could prevent this sort of thing. That's awful. Gosh, it's a brand new coin out of a roll. It's got a mark right there above Liberty and a big giant fingerprint. Yeah. After 2 weeks, you will never get that off. You cannot clean it off. It ain't going to happen. It's not the fingerprint or the grease in the fingerprint. It's now, at this stage, 2 weeks in, it's the chemical changes in the copper. You can't wash that off, no matter what. But people will try and probably use a grinder or something. If you could go back in time and change the way you handle your coins, would you? Make it a good habit. Because, geez, after, collecting for 20, 30 years, bad habits, yeah, they're all over the place. It's hard to break a bad habit. Those won't last. They'll be zinc rot. They sure will. But by God, that one's no good. That'll rot, it'll be no good. I mean, better coins will rot and still be better coins at least. There you go. A glove. If you're handling valuable coins, say more than, what, $5, $20, $50, what do you call a valuable coin? If you're handling these brilliant coins with original luster, there you go. If I can get this glove on. If you're handling somebody else's coins, home. These gloves can be had pretty inexpensively, right? You can go up to the pharmacy, right? Look in the lotion section, because if people put the lotion on their skin and then they put the glove on, so they don't get it all over everything, like at the glasses, the TV remote, or the corn on the cob or whatever. And it's kind of nice. That's it. But you got to realize these things, you tend to drop coins more because you lose some of the tactile response. So you have to be gingerly with it. Hold it over the table up here instead of near the edge down here, and you go, oops, and now it's on the ground. So there is a learning curve with the gloves as well. But it's a step up to more professionalism. And don't do this with your coins. This drives me nuts. I see this and I can't watch that. What are you doing? My mother would do this. She'd take it. What are you doing, Ma? You making a wish? No, she got to rub the detail off. Oh, let me catch up on the chat here. Inventory and storage. Absolutely. The way you handle the coins. If you start early, it's going to lead, eventually into a fine, well-organized, well-protected, well-handled collection. Gosh, what do we got here? Here's a neat one. These are an interesting storage means. You can rub that all day long. You're not going to screw up the coin. Acrylics are nice. They're pricey. Where is it? I had one up here. For your highly valuable coins, there's nothing wrong with an acrylic holder, right? Now, CJ makes these. CJ Coins and Crafts. These are really slick. And he can do anything with it. I mean, anything. The stuff he can do is magic. There you go. Well, it's not really a Georgia quarter. That's a Georgia holder, but the holder's fantastic. They're kind of pricey. Most people use flips. Cardboard. I got one here somewhere. Where'd that one go? There we go. Cardboard, right? Put a couple staples in them. But look at these staples. They're not crimped. Huh? That staple is going to rub on the coin behind it. And I've shown you this before. Okay, here's a piece of card. That's just foam, 1/4 inch thick. Let's look at the scope. There it is. That's the surface of the card, pretty smooth and all. But I'm going to take that coin and just drag it across. Let me zoom out just a bit. And we can see the staples in the back. There it is. They're rounded. See the shadow? This one didn't quite go through all the way. Let's look at what those are going to do. If you drag it across, another coin behind it in the box. That is just shameful. Oh God, would you want to do that to your, to your 1911S? Maybe not. And that's just a simple little staple sticking out. So if you can do one thing to really protect your coins in the long haul, I'd recommend getting staples out of the house. That's my crusade against staples speech. These, they have no staples. You can print this up. People have computers, they got printers in most homes. If you don't have it, you can get a printer for, $40. And you can print your own little thingies. I got mine right here. You can print stuff on the back. There you go, with series, Tate. grade, what you paid, what it's worth, you know, the story about it. You can put your little logo on here, whatever you like. It's handy. Mantic does his logo and tells you what it is. It's a 2003 D Kennedy NIS. We'll give this away tomorrow. There you go. And look, there's no staples. You can tell what it is. You can have a uniform design, so everything matches, looks great, stores well, keeps the coin safe. These guys, the plastic on these is much, much thicker than the plastic on these little things. These, yeah, they're, you know, $5 for 100. Those are $8 for 100. Do you think it's worth it? If I would have dragged that staple across this flip, that flip will take the pounding. This one, no, baby. You will frigged up your coin just like that. Gosh, if you go back in time, would you have any of these cardboard? Cardboard's great. It's been around for many years. It is an industry standard, but it's obsolete. That's the new hotness, old and busted. Let me catch up in chat. What is used to hold the coin? Who's this? Oh, I do one of these things. I don't know if Beth is asking me or somebody else in the chat. You get these sheets up at Walmart. They're pretty handy. They're 30 inches by 20, big poster size sheet, right? You can write yard sale on it. And I get the black because it shows up well in the camera. All right, it's 1/4 inch thick. It's stiff. It's gone. I dropped it. Damn it. There we go. We get some bigger ones. They're kind of handy. There they are. What's that? Oh, that's head sweat. Gross. Oh, it's my good shirt. Oh, now it's on my glove. I suck at this. Okay. But able to take a coin and move it around easily, right? A lot of people, they get the camera, these new USB scopes, and they put the coin down. There you go. And they want to show it off. Where is it? And all you see is fingers on coins. Fingers on coins. If you put the coin on a card, right? Coins on the card. Looks like that. I can move it around. I can set it on my scope here, just like that. You can see it, if I can find it. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Right? If I want to turn it around, I turn the card. But I'm not getting my finger all over that coin. What's really neat is when you zoom way in. Let's see if I can get the focus here to work. When is it going to focus? Come on. There it is. Okay. And now you get to a point it's hard to get your finger on there, under there, to move your coin. But I can move that card from way back here. 1868. There you go. And that's one little practice that's going to save you a lot of finger under your coins when you're trying to take a good quality photo of your coins, right? Because as we've seen, one little fingerprint is going to screw up your coin in, you know, no time. A couple of weeks, it's got another mark you're never going to get off. Get your fingers off the coins. You pick your nose with those things. Come on. God knows where that's been. Turn your head and cough. Oh, congrats to Koi lovers. Ken sends great packages. Yep, Koi has got her package. I still have one here for CJ. I still have his Dansko album that he got in the Coin Jeopardy last week. I got to get it out. Sorry, I've been doing everything but that. Mudswat says, I flatten the staples with a pair of pliers. There you go. This is a pair of pliers. All right, you can get them at the hardware store. They cost you $5. This is a channel lock, a little different from a regular pair of pliers, but the same idea. You get a handle, and you squeeze a handle, and it brings these together and gives you a grip on whatever it is, and you ply it from there. Okay, I did this one. Where'd that one go? Okay, let's see if we can see this over here. Home. So you got these staples, and you put it through the stapler, and it stands up. I'm sure we can see it over here better. Where are you? There you go. You see the way it stands up? It's a loop. It's a curve. Okay, you take the staple. Without grabbing the coin with the stapler, I'm going to get in and give that a little squeeze. Let's see how we can do this so we can see. Boy, this is hard. And I'm just going to give it a little squeeze. All right? I'm going to shift it a little. Give it a squeeze and flatten those ends of those staples. Now what do we see? They're flat. Huh? Now there's another kind of stapler you can get. It's called a flat clinch stapler. And instead of leaving your staples raised like this, you could chunk it with a stapler and they'll be, where'd it go? And they'll be flat as these are. And it saves you the step of messing with the pliers. Okay, I use those. I don't need a stapler. I don't need staples. I don't need pliers. I don't need to take my time stapling and squeezing staples. It was great for its day, but dude, staples are so 70s. Come on. S. Ross is here. Good to see you. When did you get out of Facebook jail, David Smart? He's going to be in Facebook jail forever, man. Okay, there we go. We've caught up in the chat in here, so I'm going to run over back to the screen because if you're in the CoinOp group, you can read this thing in its entirety. Right? Just come on, it's not responding. It's the CoinOp group on Facebook. You'll find the link will be down in the description below this video. And boy, there's a wealth of information in here. There's older people that have been collecting for years and new people that really don't know. And they just ask questions and they get a lot of good straight answers. Okay, let's keep on going with these. We got Bruce. Bruce says he would hoard and save all pre-64 silver and get his hands on. Are you kidding? You're darn right. You could get the silver for 25 cents, for a quarter. A few years later, when the prices spike, yeah, if you gather silver slowly, meticulously, constantly, steadily, a little here, a little there, eventually the price on that silver is going to spike. And you can say, okay, time to cash out. Well, if you don't get it at the peak, but you get it, say, down here at $25 an ounce, right? And you're paying, 16, 17, 18, that's not bad, baby. Okay, let's keep on going. James Owen says, I would have collected more key and semi-key dates. You're darn right. I started collecting at 7. I started at 7 to 8, collecting in the afternoon, collecting wheats, but didn't realize that one was worth more than others. Oh, absolutely. Date, grade, texture of the coin. Where'd that woody go? I got a real neat woody over here. It's not just a date and a grade. You'll learn what else is valuable too. Let's see, there's a scope. I mean, you got a good looker, something like this with outstanding eye appeal. Some people collect toned coins. Naturally toned, not artificially toned, because that's been altered. Right? Something like this one, where it's a problem with the alloy in the metal, leaves these stripes, leaves this discoloration. I've got another one right here. Gosh, if you go back 30 years and pick up these woodies, there would be a song. There we go. See the color on it. I mean, they're giving them away. Now, woodies are starting to take a hold, and I think they're gonna stay rather popular. People have been collecting woodies for a long time, but with the digital technology and the ability to communicate to massive numbers of people and show off coins, show them off in real time, right? Because the digital technology has reached a point where, gosh, anybody can do this sort of thing. It's that easy, and we're getting the word out on these better quality coins. Yeah, it's got great eye appeal, right? Maybe you want something that's got wonderful condition. Maybe you want a piece of silver. Gosh, it's out there, and you can ask questions about it in that CoinOp group. Oh, there's my CoinOp T-shirt. Okay, let's get back over to the screen and see what else we got. Let's see. Jody says, as a Lincoln Cent variety collector, I would have been more organized. I've ended up with hundreds of tubes full of varieties with a good organizational inventory, or without a good organizational or inventory system in place. Yeah, that's one of my weaknesses. I've got coins on this table behind me. I don't know what it is, where it went. I find stuff, I don't know when I bought it. God knows. But I've got pennies and sacks. I've got stacks and stacks and stacks on racks. Yeah, we're going to work on that one. That's a show all by itself, is how to organize your hobby, how to organize your collection. Matt Pan, got into the hobby sooner. There is no time like the present. Excuse me. There we go. David Reynolds says, not sell my error coins on eBay and not open up an eBay store. Can't say I blame you. If you're selling coins, eBay is not really that great a place. It favors the buyer. Lots of different places to sell. And besides, they want too darn much anyway. I mean, they're taking a 10% commission. Jesus. Chuck Daughtry, well, he'd just go back in time and take control of the world. All right, that's his thing. Eric Bartholomew, this is blues. I wish I would have started collecting in the 80s when stuff could still be found in wheat bags, bank bags. Just think of the silver that could be found roll hunting and going through a box of $50. They're still doing it, man. You could still find stuff in wheat bags. Now, the strategy has changed. Back in the day, those wheat bags, I mean, you had teens, 20s, mint marks back into the teens and 20s. Right, you could find every bag had a 1909 VDB, guaranteed. Every bag had a 1922 D, guaranteed. You know, they probably spiked the bags, and they really weren't that great on the VDB or 22D. But you could put together almost a complete set with those bags back in the 80s. It'd be steals all through there, every mint mark in the 40s and 50s, S's everywhere. Well, over time they get picked through. You know, people keep the teens and they keep the 20s and the 30s. Now they're keeping all the S mints and all the steals, but they're not checking them for die varieties. And God, that's where the money is, man. Susie would go back in time. I think I would start collecting sooner. Are you getting the trend here? I would have done it so much so much earlier, so much longer ago. Get your kids involved. Gosh, everybody's saying I would have gotten started earlier. Dave, I would have started when I was younger. Margaret Clark, I would have taken up painting instead. Okay, whatever floats your boat. Here you go. But start them young. Get the kids involved. The kids are the future of this hobby. If you want your hobby, your coins to be more valuable in the future, get some kids involved. You know how to get a kid involved? You know how to make a collector? Home. This is how you... I got a bunch of these right here. This is what you do to make a collector. Hey kid, you want these? It's just a bunch of circulated wheats, right? But you know, talk about them. I need the garage cleaned, and I'll give you these. And these are nothing special, really. I picked through them. I give these away on every weekend. You can't focus here. And there's your regular old wheat cents. But gosh, you go back, and what do you got for a date on this one? 1951. 60, darn near 70 years old. Why can't I focus? That's probably good enough. But to a 10-year-old kid, this is gold. This is beautiful stuff. This 5, 6, 7 cent wheat can create a collector. A handful of these things, you can't see it. A handful of them, that don't cost nothing. You could pull a couple of bank bags, right? A couple of bank boxes of pennies, and you can get these out of there and start a collector off and start them early and start teaching them. It's how we learn. Get them a Dansko album, for Christ's sakes. Now, I always recommend these to get started. You know, your first set, your first album, your first organized method. I got no problem with the folders. All right, these are $4. They're affordable. You can screw it up. You can make your mistakes on those, right? Then, when you become a bit more savvy, where'd it go? Then you can move up to a Dansko album. Let me raise that thing so we can show this. I don't know if we can show this. There we go. Now here, it's the same idea as those folders, right? But you got slides. I need a piece of paper. Let me grab my note. Oh wait, here's some junk mail. Good. These have plastic slides for windows. There you go. So you can see both sides of the coin. The slides will slide out. You put your coin in, you slide it back in. But gosh, don't write in these. I see these all the time. I pick up whole sets, and people have written into it on the back, particularly because you know, it runs out of date. They did the print run on this back in 2010 probably. So now you keep going with your collection. You get 2010, 2011, 2012, and you see people scribble in. What, you can't look at the coin and say, oh, that's a 2012. You can't look. No, you got to scroll it right in with 16 different colors of ink and uh, ah, these things are valuable. Now by that I mean these are 45 bucks brand new, and if you have a used one, you're not going to get less than 20 bucks for it. Seriously, these have a collector value. Everybody wants one of these Danskos. We got 2 more to give away. Any mentions of Ken's flips being in yet? 5 days is what FedEx says, but it is never 5 days. But they're working. They're coming. They're on the way. I'm figuring probably by Wednesday I'll have the darn things in again. But I get down to about 1,000, and then somebody says, "I'll take I need 2,000." I'm out. The flips go. I have to increase my stock on those again. Whitman albums are great too. We got where's the Whitman? Got one on top I can get to. All right. Now Whitman also has these wonderful albums, right? Same idea. You got the windows. Right? You put your coin in, you can see it on both sides. I think these are not as durable. Excuse me, I lost something. These are not as durable as the Danskos. Now they're a little less expensive, but they're still wonderful. Put your stuff in there. When you fill it, you've got a beautiful display of all your coins. There you go. Sometimes you get them to hold the proofs. Sometimes they don't have proofs. If they don't hold proofs, you get more dates in there. Right? It's the same idea. You get several pages bound together with screws. Right? You can actually add pages in here if you have room for it. If you write on the page or screw up a page or set one of the pages on fire, where the cat does something really naughty on one of the pages, you can get new replacement pages, which is great. And here again, you can see these slides. They slide out. There it is. And it's just a piece of great piece of acrylic. There you go. And slide it right back in. So you're able to upgrade your set this way. Let's see if I can get this back in. I might not be able to do this. There we go. But they've got these for every series way back. Whitmans, they're cheaper. You get what you pay for. Some of them have these metal tabs on the corners. Those are nice because if you work with these for a while, they tend to get a little dog-eared. I got one. Where is it here? I mean, one of my hobbies is collecting collector books. Okay, there's a Whitman bookshelf album. It's older, right? There it is. 1960. What is that? Yeah, 1962 is the last date. So this is printed probably 63, 64, 65. And they get a little dog-eared sometimes. So the U.S. Mint hired Whitman, because these are made by Whitman, to produce their official U.S. Mint albums. It's the same darn idea. And they're wonderful. They're nice. They're pretty. They got stars. Look at this. They got stars on them. Good color. They wipe clean easy. They got the windows. Okay. But look at this. They got little metal corners on the. These are awesome. So when you go put it on the shelf, and the first thing to hit is, it's like tap dancing. These are wonderful albums. These are, how much are these? I got no idea how much. These are probably 25 bucks. Yeah, that's a modern Lincoln's on that one. But there's lots of ways to organize your collection. One of my favorites is, let's see if we can see this. Okay, this is my quarters. Okay, you get these pocket pages. We're not going to see a darn thing here. I'll take it out. You got pocket pages. There you go. So you can take your quarter or whatever you got. You can put it in your flips, and it could be cardboard or it could be plastic. Let's see if I can get that out. There you go, just like that. So you can write on one side. See that? It's a 1999 P Delaware. And you can assemble whatever collection you like in any way you like. You can put all the P's all together, all the proofs all together. The pages fit 20 coins. Let me set this in here. They go into a standard 3-ring binder. Now, if you're going to do it this way, yeah, you can organize your coins. You can keep them safe, protected, right? I find a smaller binder wears less on your pages because you're not traveling it so far. But then you need more binders. But they're not too expensive. Where'd that good one go? There you go. Here's one. Same idea, smaller. Right, this is a 1-inch. And this is just wheat pennies. Ta-da! So you can flip through. Works out great. Stick it up on a shelf. You can stack them. You can lay them flat. They got these see-through things. You can print your own, insert. You can stick it in there because there it is. You get these little covers, so you can make your own little binder. The pages you can get for anywhere from $3 for $1 to $1 a page. The binders, how much you want to spend? $5, $10. Goodwill for page holder binders. Yeah, this one, the big one. Oh, this is one of those. It's got to be Army surplus or something. I got a steel hinge on this one. I think I got that at a recycle shop for $1. Right, that's heavy duty. They're out there. The white one, I think I got that at Walmart for $6. Cindy says Ken has wheat ears coming out of his wheat. Oh God, I got more wheat than I got hair in my ears. They're everywhere. Let's go back and look at that one last time. Nope, that's not it. And see what people are saying. And you can join the Coin Up group and read this for yourself. Okay. Brian says, realize that lots of stuff in Spadone's books could be found in shops and at coin shows. Way back in '68. Spadone is a cherry picking manual, much like the Cherry Picker's Guide. Nathan says, have a lot of members here ordered BU rolls. Oh, he's asking a question. There we go. Francis Dow, buy all the coins that are set to go up in value. Well, that's a great plan, but we don't have the option right now of knowing what's going to go up in value. But we do know the keys, the semi-keys, high-grade coins, they're the ones that are going to go up value the highest. You don't usually lose on good quality coins. It's the quality, not the quantity. Gosh, you see folks, they go out and get, there's nothing wrong with a lot of wheats, right? But at some point you get so darn many wheats, they're coming out of your ears. What do you do with them all? You start shifting your pattern. You go from buying volume. It's not so much how many coins you have, it's how nice your coins are. I don't know what this is. That's a Republic of Liberia. This came from Fritz Bender. We'll be giving that away tomorrow. Isn't that pretty? That's a proof. That's a clad proof, 2001 Liberia dollar. No, $5. I don't know what the exchange rate is, but that's a better quality coin as opposed to, say, where'd it go? This beastie. Go for quality over quantity, and you're going to win every time. So what would you do if you went back in time? You change your ways? Yeah. Well, there's nothing stopping you from doing that now. Right? None of the things we've talked about here. Let me find the chat again. There we go. Got that. Got this. I'm ready. None of the stuff we talked about here is impossible for you to start doing right now. There's no time like the present. Geez. Get those habits in place. That are gonna keep your collection organized, tight, neat, tidy. You can find it easily, so that 30 years down the road, you don't develop these bad habits like I got, where you can't find stuff on this table because it's this deep in coins. Gosh. Fritz says, okay, sorry, 30, 39, yeah, sounds good. We'll look into that. Wheat Woodies is where it's at. There's nothing wrong with Wheat Woodies. Where'd that one I had go? Here we go. Mike Luter sent these in. Scope, there you go. There is nothing wrong with these Wheat Woodies. Can you still get them inexpensively? Yes. Are they going to hold their value? Yeah. Are they unique? Gorgeous? Yeah. I, fully recommend this sort of thing. Where'd that 2-center go? Geez, coins of character will always hold their value. If you go back 30 years, could you get the Woodies for cheap? Sure, you can do that now. Uh, Other people that have talked about what they would do if they could go back in time, they'd study more, a lot more. They get the book before they get the coin. Learn how to collect, learn what to collect, learn how to handle it, how to store it, how to arrange things, how to preserve the value on those coins. Right? Would you get more into some foreign coins? Because there's a lot of foreign coins out there. We can't see a thing here. That is just too darn close. What do you got here? I don't know. I have no idea. This is a Mexican peso from 1962 that Fritz Bender sent in. It's silver. I couldn't, if you put that in front of me, I wouldn't know it. Because I don't know what a peso is. Gosh, would you spend a little bit of time learning some things about some foreign coins? There are Canadian coins out there that can be had for a song, right? Let's see, here we go. There's 2 of these. Now, 1814 on the one side, 1892 on the other. One of these is good for $10. One of them is good for $100. Which one is it? Turns out it's the 1892, which is upside down here. Let me flip that over, because it's not only a large cent Canadian with a low mintage of around 2 million. It also has a die variety of small date and small leaves, and obverse number 3. So the one on the right, the one on the left, 1814. Yeah, they made a bunch. That's that Wellington. I like the Wellington. I think it's just a cool thing. There it is. But that one's kind of old, worn, got some corrosion on it. Whereas this one is a large cent Canadian, low mintage. Medium grade, and a spectacular die variety on that. Gosh, there's as many die varieties Canadians as there are in American coins. But the population of Canada has always been so historically low, their mintages are a fraction of what U.S. mintages are. This one, they made more 1914 Ds than they did of these. Right? They made more. Whoa, it's gone. They made more 1909S VDB than they did of these, the Wellingtons. No fooling. This is $10. Coins of Canada has eBay. Nice coins, mostly auctions. Canadian large cents. A lot of Canadian coins. Fantastic values. You can pick them up for a song. 2 cents. Right? If you go back in time, would you buy 2 centers? Of course you would. Make sure you get them with the full we, because that's the first thing to wear off. I got another one to show you that. There you go. In God we trust, instead of just playing, which that one says. Yeah, these are wonderful, and you can still get them for really, really good prices. This would be, $60 on this one. This one over here, probably 7 to 10. That's pretty wore out. But even these have die varieties. What would you do? What would I do if I went back in time? I'd coin roll hunt like a madman, right? But I wouldn't just pull out the wheats. I'd pull out those die varieties, because that's where the value is. You pick out just the wheats, you send the rest of the bank. You just sent 90% of the money back to the bank, and you kept 10% of the value in there. The money's not in the wheats. It's not in the silver. It's in those die varieties. Okay, look, it's 4:38. I'm running over. Started a little late today, and Mantic Coins is probably getting ready to go live. So down below in the description, you're going to find a link to Mantic Coins channel. I invite everyone to go over there, and I'll be in there. I'll probably grab some food first, talking it up, and think about where were you 20 years ago with your hobby, and what changes you would have made. And start those changes now, so that 20 years from now, you can say, I'm glad I did it that way. We have an hour, and I need every minute. Mantic has an hour. An hour? 4:30. Oh, 4:30 his time. Oh, good. I'll keep babbling. There you go. What we're talking about is little changes you can make right now, or could have made 20, 30 years ago, that would have tremendous impact on how your hobby, how your collection has developed over the years. Because I've always said it's a hobby of accumulation. You gather things, you gather coins, you gather equipment, you gather tools, you gather supplies. Gosh, the supplies, they're everywhere. Uh, and if you're more selective, 20 years from now, you'll be saying, oh man, I'm glad I've got this two-center instead of that two-center. Okay, because in 20 years, this will still be worth 10 bucks. And this will probably be, 20 to 30% higher. Yes, food, a hot pork sandwich. Gosh, I had some pork. I put it in the stir fry the other day. I got some hamburger thawed out. Hope I have that. We have an hour to kill. Okay, I could have started an hour late. Yeah, I got up about 2 o'clock. We were online. Me and James were talking till all hours of the morning. Okay, I had a great night's sleep. I slept like the dead. I slept like a baby. I slept like a dead baby, whatever that means. But I wake up, my nose is running. I took one of these pills, and that's just kicking my butt. One of those bright pink purple pills that makes your nose stop. It's freaking Benadryl. Falling asleep. I hate that, but at least my nose is not running. Fritz Bender says, Ken, will you cover a mint trumpet tails with Play-Doh? Yeah, I think that'd be possible. Ooh, there's so much you can do with this. Home. I'm going to have to move this away. One thing I would do, I would start that's off balance. I would start my blog 20 years ago, right? Gosh, these little blogs people put up. Mantic has one, I've got one, Amber Parnell, Chris Rhodes. Right, we talk about coins, that's all it is. You can find mine. Let's see, where is it? There's home, there's a screen. If we can see it, here it is. And it's the, yeah, that's it. 1 Million Pennies Project. And that's 1millionpenniesproject.blogspot.com. And you'll find that link down in the description. One thing I put together recently was an index of articles so you can, look up what you want to look up. You want to look about coin collecting? We got it. You want hands-on type stuff? We got it. You want files and facts and figures? We got it. You want to talk about buying and selling? We got it. You want to read about varieties and errors? We got it. You want to, just see some funny stuff? We got it. We talk about coin licking, all that stuff, man. Get into it. Got a new one. It's about tall tales. You see, what kind of stories do you tell your bank teller when you go to get your rolls? But I would start that blog 20 years ago, because man, you can talk about it almost without end. Home. So now we need the Play-Doh. A trumpet tail. You need a snake for this. Went to the doctor. I think I'm high on corn syrup. He said, Doctor, is there nothing I can take? He said, Doctor, okay, you need a mid-mark, a trumpet tail. That made you do it this way. It's a little thicker. Okay, a trumpet tail. Over the years, they changed the mid-mark styles. Well, why did they do that? It keeps alterations from occurring. You can't change a 1944 D into a 1914 D without being able to tell the difference. Okay, so you get these different mid-mark styles. One of them is a trumpet tail, and I'm just going off of what I remember. Okay, we'll give it a good sharp serif up here. This is nowhere even close. Yeah, I'd have to actually look it up. But a trumpet tail, for example, well, it's kind of flared like a trumpet. Different years, you've got different mid-mark styles. Some years have, a couple of or three different styles of mid-mark in the same year. 1928, you get a large, you get a small. 1941, you get a large, you get a small. All right, 1946, you get a trumpet tail, you get a no serif. And there's another one in there. I think it's a ball serif. But I could spend, just all day just rolling Play-Doh to make that sort of thing. Let's see if we can do a 1909S from memory. Okay, I'm going to have a kind of a triangle head. That's not even close. Okay, 1909S. It's going to look a lot like this. And you can really get into it because these mint marks, yeah, they are a distinctive marker on your coin. All right. And if you can identify the mint mark correctly, it's a great way to determine is it a fake or not. Now 1909S, there you go, is almost a square, right? Straight up, straight down, straight sides, straight other side, and you got this little cut right through here, right? And if you see that, baby, it helps you confirm that the coin is legitimate. This is not even close to a trumpet tail. Then you get the inverted mint mark, 1946, where it's a trumpet tail. It's supposed to be kind of like this. But on the inverted mint mark, well, it was kind of struck at an angle. So in the inverted mint mark, it actually looks like that, because there is no trace of the mint mark down here in the lower right. That's kind of a neat thing. Yeah, we could do a whole show just on this stuff. I always watch the videos later. I always miss something. Go back and watch them again, Crystal. You'll find the more you learn about coins, the more you're going to pick out. There's all kinds of nuances and Easter eggs I put in these videos, just because I get to talking so much. Get hut done, Hoogie. I must have missed something. This thing scrolls so fast. 45S Mercury has a micro S and a large S. It sure does, and it's small. It's considerably smaller. Let me roll this. I need my pasta machine is what I need. Give me a stick. There we go. There, we're gonna have to work with right there. All right, a little cut. So I get a 1928 S, a little S. I've got kind of a triangular shaped little S over here. On the strip, you get another one over here. Kind of triangular shape. Looks kind of like that. Looks kind of like this. You can know your coins if you know what the mint mark looks like it every year. Where's the large S? And how do you do an S? I need more thinner. Okay. Where's the large S in 1928? Looks more like this. If we can do that right. And seriously, the difference in size is not far from this. I mean, it's like 50% larger. Okay, but it's the shapes of the serifs. It's the way, and this is kind of thicker in the middle. Yeah. So this would be like a 1928 large S. All right. And this would be like a 1928 small S. And yeah, that's the difference in size and style. It's out there. Hear about that new 68 $half S mint mark variety. Don't know what you're talking about. There's so many things out there nobody can know at all, except for Ken Potter. Well done. Isn't that nice? Look at that. You can do so much with Play-Doh. Gosh, I should have done. Would it be neat if I'd done this like 20 years ago, and we had a video library of every mint mark variety, every die variety, just in Play-Doh, so we could see it and just look it up. Gosh, I was talking yesterday about these video channels, and you can monetize them. And if a library of information like this, yeah, they would be hitting that for decades to come, or until they kill the internet, one or the other. Lincoln says, I meant to mention the 68 half inverted S mint mark to Mantic coins. He probably knows about it. Wait till he finds one, then he'll tell us all. Gosh, I could bake this and keep it. Okay, 41S has a similar. I'd have to look at that one. But the small mint mark on the 41S, I think, is the same as the small mint mark on the 28S. But I'd have to look and see what the difference is on the large size. Gosh. Then you get the D's. I could spend all day just on D's. I'm going to need a... Oh, this is going to be hard. Oh, this can be real hard. How can we make this work? All right, just keep wiggling it and wiggling it and wiggling it, and you'll see it come into shape. Some of these D mint marks are just kind of sloppy. This is just a sloppy job. Let's try that again. I think Coin Hobby exploding thanks to tubers. We've got, I was talking with Tim Ration, we've got these technological advances in just the past couple of years that are shaking things up. It used to be back in the day, if you wanted to send a picture of a coin, you had to take a picture, send the film to be developed, get it developed, you know, get the picture back, mail it to a guy, and then, you know, it would have to be a good picture. And if it wasn't a good picture, you had to do the whole thing over again. And from start to finish, you're looking at, you know, a week and a half, 2 weeks. I can take a photo with a phone. Well, I use these, right? This camera and the other camera. And I can send you a picture of this coin in such stunning detail. Let me give you some stunning detail. Here we go. You want to see a Hong Kong nickel? Here we go. Now that's pretty good detail, right? That's Hong Kong, 5 cents, 1971. If I'm going to see the whole thing, I can show you the whole darn thing. Show the cartwheel luster. It's a peach. But if I'm going to look inside the date, if I'm going to look inside the 9, baby, you got it. And this is a $20 camera. There you go. Can you see the 9 okay? We have some dye deterioration on the 7. How about that? See a little serifs on the S? Ooh, let me see if I can make that S. Oh, this would be so much fun. I'm going to do long eager doubling, show you what that looks like. Okay, let's make the S. Roll it. I definitely need a pasta machine. They got this machine. You put the Play-Doh in, you press the lever, and it squeezes it right out. I used to have that. Me and Jay used to play all the time. Now Jay is in Washington, D.C. I think he works for the... I think he's the chief executive of the AARP. And he's got my address because I keep getting junk mail from him now. But we used to play with Play-Doh. Okay, how are we looking? Let's look. Home? Not even close. Okay. Let's go on memory. There you go. You can take and show the detail. But the cameras we have nowadays, how close is that? That's goddamn close enough. The cameras nowadays put every coin into everybody's hands. You can take a picture. You get the Looksee app, right? You've seen it. It's this thing right here. Tim Ration over at the Stamp and Coin place. You can take a picture with your cell phone. It's in the App Store. It's called Looksee, L-O-O-K-Z-E-E. You can take a picture of your coin. You can post it to Facebook. You can post it to Instagram or wherever. All right, it'll tell you what the coin is. Right, it's a 1971 Lincoln cent. It'll tell you what it's worth, right, and let you share it and sell the darn thing right there. That's what the technology is doing. That you couldn't do this 5 years ago. There you go. Could not do it. Look at the detail. The little chrysanthemums and whatever these are. What is that? That's a Hawaii. That's what it is. It's a, you know, it's like X. You pick out the details in her crown here. There it is. Could you do this 5 years ago? No, you couldn't. And now everybody can be this level of quality of collector and share what they have and ask questions about it. And because they're asking more questions, oh God, they're questions. Everybody's learning more. And you learn by reading everybody else's answers to their questions. Fritz says, I finally sent for my computer microscope. They're handy, really. What sets mine apart is the stand. I've shown that before. It's this vertical stand. They've got 2 styles. One has a flexible arm, kind of like my light here. There you go. Has a flexible arm. And it's handy, you know. But for coins, I'm going to get equal focus, top, bottom, left to right. There we go. And that's where this vertical stand comes in so darn handy. All I can do is focus. And I'm even because the camera is kept perpendicular. Best darn thing out there. You can get it for 20, 30 bucks. No fooling. They're not as good as the eyeball. Your eyeball has the equivalent of over 500 megapixels. The camera has the equivalent of about 2 megapixels. Your eyeball will still pick out so much more than this camera ever will. But you're looking at my coin right here. I'm in Florida. You're in Texas or Oklahoma or Washington or France. We got people from Australia, Wales. Gosh, there are people in Russia reading this thing right now. They have TVs better than your eye. God, still blurry. Well, we can tighten that up a little. Yeah, that's probably what I can get, and it ain't too bad. You could imagine life without the internet. Mostly we watched TV, and when the lights went out, we went to bed. Jeez. I first got online in 95. No, 94 to see what it's all about. And by 95, there were 2 million websites out there. Now it's like 2 billion websites. Geez, the technology has grown to such a degree. You can communicate your coins with anybody around the world instantly. It's killing. It's killing the third-party graders. Where are you here? What's this one? Oh God. Oh, the cat here. Okay. The third-party graders came around in the early 80s, right? The whole idea was you can grade the coin. What do you got here? 1960D, 64 red. That's like not even worth being slabbed. You can grade the coin and sell it sight unseen. Because back then you couldn't take a picture and transmit, a 10 megabyte file. You had 600 baud modems. Come on, it'd take you a week to read the email. Gosh. Now, since I can take a picture instantly, in good quality, in good detail, in sufficient quality to be able to grade that coin, why do we need, sight unseen trading? It's killing them. So they're coming out with these special new holders and, putting, signatures on them. Well, you're buying the holder, or you're buying the coin, because I don't really see a lot of, value in somebody saying, okay, we're going to send you these, and I need you to sign 1,000 of them. I'm going to market them for $4. They're becoming baseball cards, trading cards. Scope, there we go. And now you have the problem because it's in the slab. I can't get a good quality photo of it. Come on. But can I take a picture of that that's good enough to come up with a pretty good grade? Yeah, I can do that. So our third-party grading, is it going to go the way of the devil? Are we going to have to develop our skills again? Oh, that would be the best thing. So many people have relied on third-party grading that they never bothered to, pick up that skill, which is really the backbone of the hobby. And if you can't grade a coin, you can't come up with a reference to its, estimated values. How do you know? Are you getting too much? Are you paying too much, or are you selling it for too little? Why buy graded coins? They do have the advantage of a guarantee. Then they grade wrong. Oh God! I've seen AU in worse shape than XF on graded coins. Is that a real slab? Is this a real? Yeah, there was a 1909 FS 1102 on eBay. It may still be there. And looking at it, no, it's not the 1102 double die, but nothing to do with it. Completely different. The guy says, oh no, these are the die markers. And I'm looking at the thing thinking, no, 1102 has the die markers up there and yours has them down there. No, not it. So they got a guarantee, right? And they price it according to whatever their algorithm is. So this guy's selling it for $1,200, but it's not what it was certified as. It was an error. Look, people make mistakes, and these third-party graders are staffed by people. Naturally, they're going to make mistakes. You should expect it, which is why they cover they get that CYA thing, cover your ass, and have that guarantee. It'll cost them a little here and there, but they make fewer mistakes than the cost, so they get away with it, keep on going. But the end of it is in sight. All people have to do is learn to grade the darn things for themselves. What would you grade this one as? We can see it. Here you go, 1868, 2 cents. What would you grade that one as? Let's have a look at the rim. Right? We've got a pretty solid rim with a weak up at the top. A little bit weak, but it's there. It's not quite running in yet. A lot of the details are kind of worn. Right? We've got partial In God We Trust. No we, just forget that. But you get a lot of detail missing in the middle. It's getting down to pretty flat. Right? Have a look at the back. The rim is solid. Okay, that's a plus. But we got no knot. We got a bunch of contact marks. All right. Very worn. Oh, it's VW for sure. This in its grade would probably be good condition because I got so much wear, especially in this top right quarter. Right? I got better detail over there. Yep, that's great, but it's not enough to outweigh this tragic wear over here. And there's some larger contact marks. Okay, they're not too bad for the date, but this would be good condition. G2, 2 is what? F2, AG3. I got a solid rim on there, and plenty of detail, better than AG. It's good, but no better. It's better than about good. But yeah, she's pretty worn. She's pretty tired. Yeah, getting thin. But grading is a consensus. Here's a 1946S. What do you got here? What do we have there? That's neat. What would you call the grade here? I've got separation between the cheek and jaw. All right. I got some doodle on his forehead. Rim is sound. Fields are looking pretty good. I got something going on here that needs attention. There's some doo-doo on the 4. So that'll get it a details grading. But I got the full wheat lines. I almost have a second outside wheat line, not quite. Okay. I would not open my proof coins to send out to get graded. They screw up so bad on grading a lot of times. Well, the whole idea was when they started, they're going to have 3 people examining that coin. And they would take a consensus. You know, you got to have 2 people match because it's all about consensus in the grade. One guy's going to grade this as XF. You know, you get a seller out there who's going to say, man, that's AU plus. XF details, I would say that's probably right on. And if, you know, spend some time on it, you'll come up with probably a similar conclusion. It's better than VF. Okay, because I got good separation here on the cheek and jaw. But I want to see what the heck that is. But I got that spot above the date. Where are you here? Let's go in and take a look. What is this? I don't know. I'd have to look at that. But this doo-doo here, that's enough to keep it in, you know, in the details grid. So there you go. And that's a sans serif mint mark, by the way. See, it doesn't have any points on it. The 2 center is an AG3, says Ant. I'd go with good 4. And again, it's consensus. You know, if enough people agree that, yeah, that's good or that's about good, that's probably what it is. But it's not written in stone. There's so much interpretation involved. You know, what affects it? Does the, where's our mark here? Does the mark on, does the black mark on the UN, does that drop it down? Yeah, VF20. I give it VF35 to XF40, that one. And it's consensus. Coy says, if third-party graders go away, the slab's value will go up if you can't get any more of them. Really? So you're saying the slab itself has value. Is that right? Maybe. The 1969D with a floating roof and no FG, they started to slab them at PCGS. They slabbed several. There's I don't know, a couple of hundred of them that have been slabbed. But the darn thing is so darn common. You can find them in your pocket change, right? There's one back here on the table, but I can't find it because I didn't start organizing my collection 20 years ago. Well, they stopped slabbing the darn things because they are, you know, too common to bother with. So those few that have been slabbed, yeah, those draw a premium because they're not going to slab anymore. A lot of times you have those first strikes, and the same idea is behind there, but they're slabbing too many of the darn things to give it their value. You know, 20,000 first strikes, really? No, you exceeded the demand on the market. But the 1969Ds that have been slabbed by PCGS, they're not slabbing anymore because they're too common. Yes, those have a, you know, fair premium. They're good for 20 bucks, which is too bad because that's probably what they pay to get them slabbed. Agree, LCC. I bought MS70 NGC 2018 Chinese Panda early release for 20. Now that's not a bad price. I mean, you got the silver content in there to begin with. It's a perfect coin. That helps, or at least they say it's a perfect coin. Yeah, I think that's not a bad price for it right now. Mostly upward mobility and limited down mobility. High grade business strikes. They're out there. It's interesting. People collect low grade registry sets. They do. They take a peace dollar, stick it in their pocket, and walk around for a year until it's so darn worn, it's barely identifiable, but you still got the date, and you still got enough, and it comes back as, you know, poor one or fair one, and it's the lowest grade, and it actually goes up in value because it's tough to make it happen right. It's tough to, you know, to get that grade. A lot of times you get details. Well, that's no good. Or a lot of times you get it, you carried it 2 days too long, and you can't identify the coin. Yeah, those low ball grades draw premium. Whatever, man. Yep, I got the highest set with, you know, the most complete set with the lowest total grade. They want bragging rights. That's okay. It'll be right next to my funnel web spider. Where'd that go? Coy's got it. Coy, do you got the funnel web? Where did it? I don't know where it went. Did we give that? I gotta get more of those. Those are really cool to look at, I think. Okay, look, it's 5:06. We got a half an hour before Manta comes on. He needs every minute of that, but I need to, you know, get my stuff picked up here, you know, get some food. That's color good right there. We talked about stuff. If you have ideas that you'd like to see expressed in video, such as the mint marks, just send me an email. I might not get to it quickly because there's a lot of stuff on my list. But boy, there's plenty of ideas people would like to share and see explained. And I'd like to do that. The worn ones have more history than Midstate. Well, they have more experience. They all have the same history. Awesome show. Thanks, Ken. Thank you, Fritz. Now, Fritz Bender sent in a bunch of coins. We're going to give some away tomorrow in the big show at 9:30. Make sure you're here for that. Listen, we've got one more thing. Harold Gagnon had a recent death in the family. His sister's husband passed away. He's helping her out with some coins, auctioning some coins of hers. I don't know the whole story, but I guess, you know, they're pretty shook up about it, wouldn't you be? Well, anyway, Monday night on Harold Gagnon's channel, he's going to have an auction. And one thing he would just be heartbroken about is if those coins, any of them, were auctioned off at really low amounts. What say we get over there and just show our support? Make sure those coins, you know, sell for a good price. Get your wallets out, is what I'm saying. He needs help, and by God, we got to give it to him. That might not be the numismatic way to do it, but it is the human way to do it. Harold Gagnon is the show. Go see him on Monday night and bid on one darn thing. Be decent about it and stuff. You'll feel better for it. We'll not be here Sunday night. You're helping your daughter. Well, I suppose that's allowed. You know, what can you? It's your daughter. Nothing you can do there. Okay, Beth, we're going to see you later. This is Beth Coddington. Make sure you subscribe to Beth. We want to get her over the 1,000 mark. It's a great show. She's got a great personality. Just go watch the show. You'll see. Boy, she's funny. Harold's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's got a heart of gold, right? Jeez, I hate it when, you know, bad things happen to good folks, but, well, it comes up in everybody's life sooner or later. You're going to get that. All we can do is just show support. do what we can. Just buy one coin. Make his day. You know, pick him up and pick up his spirits. Hoogie says, great show, Ken. Even though there was no Susan B. Anthony dollar. I'm sure I got one here somewhere. What you got here? Here you go. I got a Susan B. Anthony dollar right here. Isn't that pretty? I like to show them this way. You can look at them this way. Yeah, Susan B. Anthony quarter. They look, don't they look? I love that reverse design. That is probably my favorite reverse design because it's got everybody on it. Everybody. See up there in the top left? There's everybody who ever lived, whoever collected coins, whoever died. Everybody right there in that one coin. That's awesome. That's poetry, I think. Phoenix is here. Have you been here the whole time? Okay. Look, I got to take off. Get some lunch going. I got to check the mail. I got some new laundry coming in, I think. I'm getting ready for that. Very handsome. Now it's a complete show. See the way that works? I'll go over there when I get back from town. Going out with my PT team. PV Tech. I don't know. Does she shiver me timbers? She makes me go, run for your lives. Okay, guys. You guys get out of here. Stay groovy. Go see Harold. Go see Mantic. Go see Beth. And if you want any of those wheats that are coming up, we're gonna go through them live probably this weekend sometime. I gotta wait for them to get here. Flips will be available probably again Wednesday. That's the way it goes. It takes so darn long to get more of those. I don't know why I just don't stock up, 15,000 now. It's what I got to do. Get more. I have to order more when it gets down to a couple of thousand instead of, 800. Oops. My fault. Okay. You stay groovy.